welcome to our CPHVA Charity of the Month interview. We're here with the Charity of the Month for August, that's iHOP, and we've got Dave Monday here, Professional Officer for Unite CPHVA, and we're also joined by Suzanne Perry, who's Research and Policy Officer for iHOP. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi. We're all joining virtually today, so so bear with us for any potential technical glitches, but I think we're all going to be okay. We've all got strong Wi-Fi connections. So first of all, Suzanne, would you mind telling us a bit about the charity and its work?
Sure. Okay, so iHOP is a national one-stop information service for all professionals who may come into contact with children and families. And the whole idea is that we provide information and resources to support professionals to work with children and families who've been affected by a loved one's involvement in the criminal justice system. So it's often something that people don't really talk about, and that was something that was recognised by the Department for Education, who funded the service since 2013 rather. So the main bulk of what we do is run the website, which is an ever-growing directory of information. So we host services and interventions on there, resources that professionals can use to share with families. We send out a newsletter monthly to keep our members up to date with what's going on in the field, any new services, any new resources that they might find useful in their work. And we also produce our own briefing, our own resources as well. So we've got 2-page documents for different sectors. So we've got a briefing for health professionals, a briefing for professionals that work in schools, lots of different briefings to give a little introduction into some of these issues that these children and families face, and how professionals can support them. And we've also developed a toolkit specifically for health professionals, as well as other practical resources for multi-sector professionals. So that's that in a nutshell.
Yeah. And so obviously as a charity you're supporting and helping children and families who are facing various challenges, but what are the main challenges for you as a charity?
So the main challenges we face are similar to any organisation that's funded externally. Just in terms of funding, we can only plan so far as the funding will allow us to, but I think that goes often across the board. But more specifically, it's a lack of awareness really about who these children and families are. So there's no routine identification by the criminal justice system, either when people are sentenced or when they're taken into prison. That's not routinely or robustly identified as to who these families are. So that means that not only is there not the support out there for them, but often practitioners and other professionals aren't not even aware, they're not even on their radar, so they might not know that mum or dad's gone into prison and what kind of implications that has for families. So that is an issue that we face, and specifically actually for criminal justice services, because there's the view amongst probation and prison staff and sometimes police, not all the time, but they often will say, that's not my responsibility, that's I'm dealing with the offender, that's my role. But actually the impact that an interaction with their family member, the impact that can have on the rest of the family is huge, and is something that criminal justice services sometimes fail to recognise. But those are our main challenges.
Okay. And how did iHOP come to engage with the CPHVA?
So I think that relationship initially sparked up at a Public Health England event where we were launching our community health guide, and I think one of my colleagues initially made contact with Dave.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went from there. And then since then, I've written an article for Community Practitioner.
Yeah.
It's just kind of gone from there, really.
Yeah, and just for members, you can read the article from iHOP in the July issue. We also have an interview, a Charity of the Month interview with yourself, Suzanne, in the August issue. So watch out for that as well. So Dave, what made you or CPHVA choose iHOP as the Charity of the Month for August?
Just like Suzanne said, we attended regional events that Public Health England organised. So they did 4 across England, and iHOP was one of the services that did a presentation. And hearing them speak a few times, it just really came across about, I suppose, the first thing is about the importance of the work that they were doing, but also the fact that it wasn't that well known about. And certainly talking to delegates in the room after iHOP had spoken, the vast majority of them sort of saying that it just wasn't something that sort of appeared on their radar. And it may well be that they had families that had loved ones that were in the criminal justice system, but actually they didn't really do anything different or provide support in a different way to families that didn't have that situation. And I think, just listening to them speak, it sort of really highlighted how there was a real need for our members to know about that work, know about the support that needs to be provided to those families, but also to connect them with iHOP, who obviously have such a sort of a vast array of helpful information. The other thing that was really good at the events was that they had a video of a mum speaking whose partner had gone through the criminal justice system, and she spoke really passionately about the effect that it had on herself, but also on her child. And I think it was just that kind of real realization that as a society, we do have this thing of wanting to punish people that have done things wrong, but it was this way that actually the punishment had also impacted on people that had never done anything wrong, and the way that she described the effect that going to prison had on her son, a partner's going to prison and the effect that had on her son, it really brought home how devastating that really was, and how it is important to think about how we support people in those situations. And I think, like Suzanne said, there's people in the criminal justice system that maybe will say, well, actually, we really are not interested in family members. But as health practitioners, as professionals, school nurses and health visitors are acutely interested in those people. And it just seemed absolutely, we needed to put our members together with iHOP just so, they could become better educated. I really hope, as with all our Charity of the Month organisations, that we're helping to do that.
Yeah, sure. As a health, out of interest, have you sort of encountered many of these situations whereby members of families in prison?
Certainly, it's a few years since I was in frontline practice, but certainly when I was in practice, there was a number of families in that situation. And again, it's that bit about iHOP give you the sort of the information so you can think about the issues that you need to consider. The fact that at times the family member may be many miles away. They may see each other very, very infrequently. And again, as I said about the video that they showed, the mum sort of described the emotions that the child went through both in and out of school, and actually the impact that had on their learning and all those kinds of things. So yeah, it certainly was something that I saw in practice. Not every week, but maybe 1 or 2 families a year, and probably for some colleagues it'll be more often than that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Suzanne, back to you. Could you just tell us a bit about how it feels to be kind of nominated by the CPHVA as their Charity of the Month, and what that recognition means to you?
It's great. I was really, really pleased when I learned that was a thing in the first place and that we could be part of it, because it means, like exactly as Dave was saying, health visitors, other community health practitioners are exactly the kinds of people who can really engage with this issue, who have an understanding, have the empathy, the compassion and the interest, in supporting these families. So it's great to know that the word of iHOP is going to get out to many more community health practitioners. Yeah, at a strategic level as well. It'd be great to get more people really thinking about this at service management level, thinking about how we can integrate this kind of awareness into training. We've got resources like that that can really help with things like that on the iHOP website as well.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Dave was talking about that video that we showed at the Public Health England event, and it is really touching to have that kind of first-hand account. And we've got lots of other videos and other multimedia resources on the website that professionals can go and have a look on, because I mean it's something that not all families are gonna disclose, and it might take a bit of digging. So while you think you may only work with 1 or 2 families a year that have been going through this, it may well be more, and you may not be aware. So yeah, felt really pleased that the information will be getting out there.
Excellent. Yeah, and we'll certainly post a link to the iHOP website along with this video when we post it online. So you know, as you say, Suzanne, it's got plenty of resources for practitioners to use, and you know, to help them sort of support families who are going through those kind of circumstances.
Great.
So what are you working on as a charity? What projects are you working on for the remainder of the year and going forward?
Yeah, well, for the rest of 2016, I mean, we're going to be doing our usual work, which involves making sure that all of the information on the website is up to date. We've got all the key policies, all the key research, all the new resources, all the new services, training opportunities, events, all the rest of it. All of that's going to be up to date. So that's our usual type of stuff. We're releasing some new briefings for fostering and adoption teams and for safeguarding in prisons as well. But the kind of big thing that we've got going on at the moment is our engagement work. So we're really looking to get out there to events and universities. We want to be talking to professionals in the field and promoting our resources and talking to them about how they can better work with children and families that are going through a loved one being involved in the criminal justice system. We're specifically looking at going into universities where there's community health courses. So if there's anybody listening today who runs, coordinates as part of a community health practitioner training course, whether that's health visitors, midwifery, you know, anything, please get in touch because we can come and deliver a guest session, and it'd be great to talk to students and kind of get the next. The idea is that we could get the next cohort of practitioners aware of this issue. So that's kind of where we're at. That's what we're pushing for the rest of the year, to really get out there and engage with people and get them thinking about these children.
Brilliant. And are there any other ways that you'd encourage CPHVA members to engage with you, to get in touch with you?
Yep, definitely. So first port of call is go to the website, ihop.org.uk. It's user-friendly, have a little look around, and then through there you can link through to our Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. You can sign up for our monthly e-newsletter, so that keeps you up to date with additions to the website, but any new and exciting events that may be relevant. And you could also get in contact with us. Let us know what you think. Let us know about any practice examples that you may have. So if you do have an example of practice where you've worked with a family where dad's in prison, say, or whatever the situation is, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to share that with our website users. So please do get in touch, and also go onto the website. All of these resources are available to download for free. Have a little look, make good use of them. And we're also wanting to showcase examples of filled out work plans, which are part of our quality statements and toolkit resource. So if you feel like you're planning some work with the children of offenders and you'd like us to show that off, then please feel free to go and fill that out and send it in. But yes, just go and have a look on the website, see what information is available and what services are available in your area.
Sounds good. Yeah, again, we'll be posting that link as well. And yeah, I think sounds like all the information that members need will be there. And if not, if there's anything else, then they can get in touch with you. But yeah, it's been really great to learn more about the charity today. And as I said before, the interview with you, Suzanne, will be published in the August issue of Community Practitioner, so members can look out for that. And also, Dave, there'll be a Twitter Tuesday chat, I believe, at some point during the month of August, which the date will be confirmed. But we'll obviously be publicising that on the website and on Twitter too. So yeah, another opportunity to learn more about the charity and its work and to get involved, really.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks ever so much for joining us, Suzanne and Dave, and thanks for a great chat. Do get in touch with any queries or comments. We're always happy to hear from you.
Thank you.
Thanks, yeah, same here. All right, thank you. Bye.